Welcome to another recording of construction class. Today's topic is construction of basic angles, angle 60 degrees, 30 degrees, 90 degrees, and 45 degrees. You wonder why 60 degrees is coming first. Angle 60 is actually the foundation for all construction of all angles. Our idea of bisection of an angle is going to come into play in this class. I would like you to recollect the steps of bisecting a given angle. Now, I will also want to remind you that the compass should be firm. So you need to tighten the knot of the compass so that the radius selected is not changed. Come with me as we look at the steps while I demonstrate how to construct angle 60.
Yes, you will need to just draw a nice segment because we're not actually given a particular length of the line. So let's assume I have a line segment AB and I want to construct angle 60 at point A. Very simple. Take your compass and select a convenient radius, something convenient, not too wide and not too large. At point A, draw a wide arc to cut the line segment AB at a point. Maintain the same radius. You will now use the point where that arc cut the line segment and draw another arc. After you draw that arc, you will see that the arc intersects at this point. The point at which those arcs intersect, you draw a line to pass through to A. That will give us our 60 degrees. So very simple. Like I said, to draw a line to pass through the point of intersection where those arcs intersect. When you measure this angle, you discover that will give us 60 degrees. You can now make this C. So angle CAB is equal to 60 degrees. I will quickly recap. What did I say? You have a line segment AB and you want to construct angle 60 at point A. With your compass set to a particular radius, stand at point A, draw a wide arc like a semicircle, cutting the line segment AB at the point. With the same radius, use this point as your point to stand up and now draw another arc, which you call the wide arc at the particular point. So the point where those two arcs intersect, draw a line through to A, that's your angle 60 degrees. Without wasting time, how can we get angle 30 degrees? To get angle 30 degrees, all you need to do is to bisect angle 60 degrees. So while constructing angle 30 degrees, I will start over again to construct angle 60, bisect angle 60 to give me 30 degrees. Like I said, I have my line segment drawn. This time around, I want to call this P and I call this Q. I'm trying to construct angle 30 degrees at point P. Just a while ago I mentioned you cannot get 30 degrees directly. So we will construct angle 60, bisect angle 60 and get our 30. If you can recollect very vividly, set your compass to a very convenient radius. Like I said, not too small and not too wide. Make it convenient, making sure your compass, the hand is tightened. With point P as my standing point, I'm going to draw a wide semicircle to cut line PQ at a point. Using the same radius, I'll use that point where that arc cut and draw another small arc to cut the first semicircle. Now, you know very well that if I should draw a line to pass through this point, I'm going to have angle 60 degrees. What we do in construction is this. I only needed angle 60 degrees to get 30. So this time around, I will draw this line in broken lines and not as continuous line. Meaning that broken line indicates that this line is only needed for me to get to where I'm going. Now let's continue. I will now use these 2 points, this point and this point, which gives us 60, to now bisect and get my 30. How do we bisect? With these 2 points, which I will now use as my standing point, I will draw up to intersect each other. You may increase your radius, or you can leave it the way you are using it before. So I have increased a little. I will draw a wide arc. Then going to the second point, I will draw another arc to cut that first arc. So where they intersect, this one where they intersect, I'm going to draw a line to pass through that. In P, this time around, my line will be continuous because that is exactly the line of angle that I need. So now look at it from here to here. This is our 30 degrees. I'm sure the step is very clear. Now to get angle 90, I told you that 60 is the basis or the foundation for all angles that we need to construct. So we want to construct angle 90 degrees. Of course, angle 90 degrees is called the right angle. So we call it right angle. Okay, so we're going to make that here. Starting again with a line segment. Line segment of no given length. We have our line segment, and I want to make my angle at on the line segment ST. I want to make angle 90 at S point S. We will still start with our 60 degrees. How do we do that? Set a compass with convenient radius. Starting with point S, draw your wide arc to cut ST at a point. With the same radius, we get our 60, cutting that arc. Now with the same radius, make another 60. Why do I say another 60? Because I did not change my radius. Between this arc and this arc will give us 60 degrees. Coming from this point to this place is 60. So I need another 30 degrees to add to the 60 to make 90. So what do? I will now bisect the angle between this point and this point. So using those 2 points as my standing points, I will draw my arc. Not so wide. Then with that same point, I will draw another arc to intersect with it. From here, I draw my line down. That gives me my angle 90 degrees. It will be in continuous line. So that is my angle 90 degrees. I am sure, even with this step, every one of you will be able to get angle 45. How do I know? The only difference is if you are getting your angle 45 degrees, this will be in broken lines, and you're not using this point and this point. You bisect because from here to here is 90. So if you now bisect this point and this point, that will give us our 45 degrees. Let us have a go at that very fast. I have my line segment of any length. Okay, let me call this one now AB again. To get angle 45 degrees, we also start from the basis, angle 60. By now you know the step by heart. With that point where you want your angle to be, you draw a wide semicircle. with the same radius, come to that point and draw an arc. That gives us the first 60. With the same radius, use this point again, get your other 60. Which means if I draw a line to pass to this point, it will give me 120 degrees. Let's go on. Between here and here, I need to bisect it to give me 90. So standing at that point, draw an arc. Standing at that point, I draw my other arc. So this point here, like I said, I don't need that angle 90, so I'm going to draw that in broken lines. Don't forget, when it is broken lines, it means that is not the angle of which I need to construct, but I needed it to get my angle. So now between this point and this point, that's my 90. I will now bisect. How do you bisect? Between here and here, I have a normal radius, then draw an arc, then come again to this side, and then let that arc intersect each other. Draw another arc. If I now draw my line to pass through this point to A, what I have there is my angle 45 degrees. This time around, are we drawing in broken lines or in continuous line? Fine, your answer is as good as mine. We are going to draw it in a continuous line. And so that angle there is 45 degrees. I want you to try this. Even now that you have looked at this, you can play it over and over again. It's a very simple step. And with all these basic steps, we are on our way to now try to construct quadrilaterals, plane figures, triangles, and so on and so forth. God bless you.